today we're going to be talking about something that I think is really important for us as women in business as we are striving to grow and do all the things and to also have that optimal life, that life balance, the boundaries, the beauty and the brilliance in our lives. As we try to weave that all together, one of the things that can really help us is to manage our energy. Managing our energy. So today we're going to talk about 2 simple ways to master your energy in order to increase your income and your impact, but also to increase the ease and the flow in your life. So stick around, don't go anywhere, because you and me, we're going to talk about this. This is important. Good morning, everybody. Thank you so much for joining our show this morning. This is the Grow Your Business Smarter, Live Your Optimal Life show. And today I'm flying solo and I have a great topic for you. Our show, Grow Your Business Smarter, Live Your Optimal Life, is devoted to supporting women in business, the women in small business, larger business, women who might be solopreneurs, entrepreneurs, they might be in corporate leadership, they may even be retired in various areas of being a woman in business. But what holds us together, what makes people keep showing up for our show is that we're committed to this idea that when women support each other, that everybody wins. And so our show is devoted to giving us ideas for how we can grow our business smarter, giving us ideas that maybe people have used before that have worked, that might work for you in your business. And also to make sure that as we're growing our businesses, we're scaling, we're doing this thing that we're here to do. We're being the beacon, we're shining our light, we're answering the call, we're igniting our leadership, that we are indeed living our optimal life. And so managing our energy. So today we're going to talk about 2 simple ways to master your energy in order to increase your income and your impact, but also to increase the ease and the flow in your life. So stick around, don't go anywhere, because you and me, we're going to talk about this. This is important. For those of you who've never met me before, who are tuning in for the very first time, welcome, welcome, welcome. Where have you been? I'm so glad you're here. And for those of you who are coming back, who watch this show on a regular basis, thank you so much for being our true devoted audience. You showing up is something that's probably okay for you, but for us, it means everything. And so I want to invite you, if this helps in any way, if you find any of this information interesting, if it is, moving the needle for you in any way, just however you're finding us, whether you're finding us on our Win-Win Women TV show, whether you're finding us on our podcast, on our Facebook, if you're finding us in YouTube, wherever you're finding us, just appreciate us in the way that that medium allows. So like, subscribe, leave us 5 stars as the review, whatever it is, just show us that you're out there and you're listening. We truly appreciate it. I'm Dr. Davia Shepherd, and in addition to hosting this outstanding show, I also do host a women's group to which I am inviting you. It's an amazing group. Again, it's for these women who watch this show. It's the women who are in small business, big business. They might be solopreneurs, they might be entrepreneurs, they might be in corporate leadership, they might be in nonprofit, they might be retired, but they're all women with passionate purpose, women who believe that the work that they're doing is not just a 9 to 5. It's not just a job, but that they're actually here contributing to lighting others up so that others can light up their folks, and on it goes until the world becomes a better place. And so I want to invite you to come be a part of our amazing community. We're having conversations just like this in our group every single day. I want to invite you to come join us. It's free. Just go to growsmarter.com/log in. And there you'll have a chance to connect with certainly me, but also with about 1,000 or so of my business besties who are your kind of people. They're the kind of people who are absolutely heart-centered and ready to help you help you grow your business. So that thing that you might be struggling with, that thing that might be feeling a little bit like a hold up for you in your business or in your life or personal development, there's somebody there in our group who's already been there, who's already done that, who actually wants to help somebody else, who wants to provide some mentorship, who probably comes on our shows and shares their gifts and talents with us. And she's there ready and waiting to support you. So come join us. I want to say one more thing before we dive into the 2 ways to master your energy to increase your income, impact, ease, and flow. I want to also say that when you join our group, there quite a few things that are available to you. So in addition to being part of our amazing community, we also have monthly networking. We have all sorts of amazing things for absolutely free for you to come join us. So again, go to growsmarter.harder.com/log in, and that'll give you an opportunity to join us for free. Okay, on with this show. So like I said, today we want to talk a little bit about one of the principles of the Live Your Optimal Life house. The principles of living your optimal life, as we see it, is that there are four basic tenets. And if you watch this show all the time, you've heard me talk about the fact that living your optimal life means that you're paying attention to these four things. The first thing is life balance. And a lot of the times when I say life balance, people think I'm talking about getting rest or going and getting a pedicure or something like that. And while that is super important and definitely do all those things, having life balance really means that you are paying attention to your relationship with yourself. Everything that has to do with that relationship with you and you, that leads you to having a life that's in balance. Step two of living your optimal life from our perspective is taking time to focus in on your relationship with yourself and, of course, with others. And that is really where we start talking about boundaries and compassionate boundaries. Are we making sure that we're saying yes to ourselves? Are we making sure that we're saying no to the things that are not for us? Are we making sure that we're saying yes to the things that are for us? That sort of thing. And then, of course, those are the foundation on which the Live Your Optimal Life house is built. Once we've gotten that under control, then we can head into bigger territory. We can start talking about looking at our life and seeing if we're actually appreciating every day. Are we seeing the beauty that is our life? Are we appreciating? Is there gratitude? What is beautiful about our life? Are we having fun? Is there fulfillment? What's happening? Or are we just on that hamster wheel going through the day every single day? These are things that are really, really important. And then that final piece, that roof on top of your Live Your Optimal Life house, the way we've constructed it, is that life brilliance. You have a light shining inside of you. I truly, truly believe that. And it's there to help others and support others and be that guiding light and be that beacon to help others. And a lot of the times for us as women in business, we use our businesses to be that light. So is our business doing the very best that it can be? Are we reaching the right people? Are we reaching as many people as we can? Are we scaling? Are we growing? Are we igniting our leadership in the way that we would be doing it in the best possible way? So these are some of the things that we talk about when we invite us all to live our optimal life. And it's interesting because the show is called Grow Your Business Smarter, Live Your Optimal Life. But a lot of the times I joke that we really should have reversed it. And it should have been Live Your Optimal Life and you'll be able to grow your business smarter. Because when you're paying attention to that beauty, boundaries, brilliance, and of course, life balance, then a lot of the things in our businesses slide right into place. And that's how we're leading right into these two things that help us to stabilize our energy and help us to grow our impact and our income that I wanted us to talk about today. So the first thing is, folks, as women in business, we can sometimes have a tendency to do all the things, do all the tasks, be the Jill of all trades, and actually mastering quite a few of them. And that's to be celebrated and applauded because we really, really, really do have a lot of innovation that comes out of the need of just being necessary for us to move our businesses forward. But the truth is, there are probably about three roles that need to be fulfilled for any woman in business life to be optimal. And those three roles are: you need to be able to determine who the visionary in your business life is. You need to be able to determine who's the strategist in your business life. And you need to be able to determine who's in charge of getting stuff done. Who's the person in charge of execution? Usually I say the executioner, but I feel like that has a different connotation. So let's not say that. Let's talk about step one in our two-step process today, which is geared at making sure that your energy levels are where they're supposed to be. And that is figuring out what you bring to the table in your business. What is your brilliance? Where do you shine? Are you the visionary? Are you the strategist? Or are you the one who gets stuff done? Now, let's talk about me for a minute. I'm going to use myself as the example and not the bright, shining example, but the cautionary tale. So I have lots of ideas. I have so many ideas that I by myself could probably fuel a think tank. Seriously, I go to bed, I dream about my business. Like this is very, very real. However, when it comes to the actual nitty gritty of do this piece, do this next piece, do this next thing, I might not be the very best at it. However, interesting fun fact, a lot of the times when folks need to get something done, because they see me doing so much in such a short time and just churning stuff out, they come to me, and if they want to get something done, they want to put it right on my plate because I have put forward this idea for the world that I am good at executing. But the truth is, that's not my brilliance. That's not where I shine. That's the stage of my business where I feel like it's a slog. That's the stage where it is so difficult for me, but I push through and I get it done. And at the end of a day, when I have been focused on pure getting stuff done and executing tasks, I am drained. There is not much left for me or for my family when I drive out of this parking lot. If I spend a day, however, focusing on meeting with team and developing ideas and even building out strategy and planning and that sort of thing, that stuff lights me up to no end. And at the end of that day, when I drive out of here, I am alight. I am on fire. A part of the work that we do in the Grow Your Business Smarter Visibility Circle, which is a level of work that you can do with Ladies Power Lunch. And out of it, you'll be able to publish your anthologies or publish your solo works or things like that. When I work with those clients and we sit and we strategize and we plan for them and their business and growing and scaling and lighting their folks up, oh my goodness, those days are amazing. So the conclusion that I've come to is that my power my power position in my business is actually the strategist. Sometimes, even though I come up with a lot of ideas, it's interesting because I have a lot of ideas, but a lot of the times the ideas that I have are amazing ideas for other people. And so I'm really, really a great strategist. I'm really good at looking at the big picture and seeing where all the pieces fit. It's almost like I'm in an airplane or skydiving and I'm looking out and I can see the whole map and I can just see how everything fits together and I can say, oh, this is for this and this is for that. And so strategic planning, that's definitely one of my strengths. And I would say on our team here at Ladies Power Launch, that is really, really, really where I tend to shine. But don't give me the nitty gritty. Whereas on our team, we have some folks who they are on fire when it comes to, they just want to say, hey, show me the tasks, show me the things to do, and I will get it done. I am here for it. I am here all day long. And I also have folks on our team who they're able to look at what our ideas are, what our strategies are, and to have a vision of how to make that even bigger and better. So my question to you is, when you look at your business, whether you're in small business, large business, corporate, nonprofit, wherever your business is right now, where do you fit? What is your position? Step one, in your business. Are you the visionary? Are you the strategist? Are you focused on execution? Figure out where you fit, folks. Figure out what gives you energy, what causes you to have just an amazing day. Just take a week and look at the tasks that you're doing and see which tasks light you up. And you'll be able to figure out where you fit. And when you figure out where you fit, the other things, you need to find a way to get somebody else who has that brilliance to focus on that, because that's going to mean that you're going to have higher energy for the thing that you're focused on, and somebody else is going to have higher energy for the things you're not focused on. And so your business is going to be able to grow in a way that it hasn't before. That means income, that means impact, that means reach, that means everything that you want in your business. So that's step one to managing the energetic piece. And then the step two is to find your power pace. I've been doing a little bit of reading and I want to invite everybody to obviously read. But when I say this, I'm speaking very specifically. I've been doing a little bit of reading about where did it come from? why do we work 9 to 5? Why do we talk about working 9 to 5? Why do we have a 5 day work week? Why do we have weekends? Why is our life structured this way? Why have we been taught since we were children that this is the way things are? And so we have stuck in our minds that this is the way it is, and this is the way it's always been, and this is the way it will always be. The truth is, we all have different paces at which we work. And I'm going to tell you a story about a young, intrepid woman coming in the medical field in a more corporate situation. And the type of person that she was is that she was really on fire for the work that she was doing. And she would be able to work in big bursts, get a whole bunch of stuff done. And the problem with that in that 9 to 5 setting is that because she was working so fast and she was getting so much done, she kept getting more and more and more piled on her plate. There's a reason that folks have been in this 9 to 5 sort of work day. It's coming from the industrial era where we went from more farming lifestyle, more agricultural lifestyle, from that to a more industrial setting. And folks were working for certain periods of time in those industrial settings. And here we are many, many, many years later, and we've still stuck with that lifestyle. But it's changing because if you talk to anybody in this post-pandemic world, lots of people are working from home. They're doing their own thing. People are working all kinds of hours that have nothing to do with that set 9 to 5 when we would go into the office, leave the office, go into the office, leave the office. So it's not a set in stone thing anymore. And for many of us, especially for those of us who might be in more of a leadership position, or we might be running our own businesses, we get to choose what our work day looks like. Now, of course, I'm not sending folks off to go not do what you want to do for your work. That's your choice. You get to choose that. But what I am saying is that you need to determine what your power piece is and not rely on the old model of 9 to 5 work when that might not work for you. So, back to my story of this intrepid young woman. It's me, folks. It's me. I was there, I was working in corporate, I was churning like nobody's business. But my work style is I can work in big bursts, but then once I have exhausted that energy, I really need a significant downtime. So while it might take me, let's say it might take somebody else 8 hours to do a particular work product, it might take me 2 hours to do that same thing, but then I need a break because I have channeled so much energy into that. So, who are you? What is your way of doing things? And the 3 ways that I've noticed as I've worked in corporate, as I've worked in corporate leadership, as I've worked in corporate training, and of course, being here in private practice, seeing patients all day long, every day, the 3 sorts of paces that I've seen that work for different people are you have some people who they just need to work at their own pace. You cannot dictate how it's going to come out. They have to let the energy flow. A lot of those folks that I've met tend to be more creative types, a lot of artists, a lot of musicians. You just have to let the flow happen the way that it's supposed to be. And a lot of the times we think that, well, that's okay for folks who might be artistic, but for me in my different kind of work, that's not applicable. And I would beg to differ. I would say, look at the way that you work best. Do you work best when the muse hits you and you're able to just embody this work product and put out something that's amazing and excellent? If that is you, no matter what you're doing, then working in that way is going to be the best way for you. And we call that working at your own pace. I don't have an acronym for this, folks. No easy way for you to remember this one today, but I guarantee if you tune in to what your power pace is, you're going to see a significant difference in your productivity. And I put productivity in quotes because productivity is also your choice. It's what you want it to be. The second type of person from is the type of person that I am. I can work in big bursts, but then I need significant downtime. I've seen and read things about one of my childhood favorite scientists. I used to really, really admire Einstein as a child growing up. So I've read a lot about Einstein, that sort of thing. And he is said to be a notorious napper. Like he will dive into the project that he's working in and then he'll take significant downtime. And that it was said would help him to come up with new ideas and be even more brilliant in the next thing that he was going to be able to do. Not equating myself with the great Einstein, folks. That's not what's happening here at all. But what I am saying, we all have brilliance. And if you are the kind of person who works best in a big burst and then downtime, then that's what you need to do. And that's how you need to schedule your time. Your schedule is going to look really, really differently from somebody who works at their own pace. So take that into consideration. Make sure that you're building in your downtime into your schedule. It might mean that you work 4 hours a day, but that doesn't mean that just because you're working 4 hours a day that you're less productive. And again, productive is what you mean, what you want it to mean. It doesn't mean that you're less productive. What it means is that you are managing your energy. And when you're managing your energy, you're going to be at your best and you're going to be able to create that income and impact that you want at the same time as creating that ease and flow that you need. And then the last group of people, blessed be to them, because they're the ones who, in my opinion, they're the ones who fit the best into the paradigm that we live in right now. And somebody that I think is a perfect example of that is my husband, the sort of people who they work in a sustained and consistent way. They get started and they go from start to finish, they take breaks, when they go to sleep at night, they get re-energized, they're ready again the next day to start all over again and do it all over again in that methodical way. And maybe the reason that the way that the world is as it is because perhaps the majority of folks work in this way. And so maybe this call is going out to the folks who work this way to say, hey, it's amazing. That's awesome. You do you, you keep on doing things that way. And to say to the folks who work in a different way, who have a different power pace, who might be the people who work at their own pace or the people who work in big bursts, it's also okay for you to be working in the way that works for you. And by nurturing your energy in this way, you'll actually be able to see that needle move in terms of your income, your impact, but also your ease and flow. What do you think, folks? Is there, in your opinion, value to really focusing on the position that you are playing in your business, whether you're a visionary, you're the strategist, or you're in charge of execution? Or, and is it important for you to also not just take into consideration your position in your business, but also your pace, your power pace? So your position and your power pace. And what is your power pace? Are you the work at your own pace kind of person? Are you the person who gets a lot done in a big burst and then needs that downtime? Or are you the kind of person who is sustained and consistent? I have great news for you. We have a quiz that you can do that will help you to determine, who am I? What is it that I do best? I would invite you, just go to growsmarternotharder.com/quiz. And when you go there, you'll get a chance to see what your power pace is. And it'll also give you some advice for how you can best implement certain strategies based on your power pace so that you can live your optimal life, grow your impact, your income, and also have that ease and flow in your life. Awesome. At the end of every show, I love to pull a card. I pulled it before we hopped on. I had a couple of minutes. I was sitting here and thought to myself, why don't I just pull the card ahead of the show and see if what we end up talking about ties in with the card that I pulled? I have been over the past few months, I think probably since March, and I know this is time stamping stuff because now we're in summer. So I have been pulling from this deck for quite a few months. But the fact of the matter is, this is the deck that's been calling to me. This is a deck that has been saying, hey, I want to be the deck that you are pulling from. So who am I to, defy the universe? So we're pulling today from the Love Your Inner Goddess guidebook by Alana Fairchild. And like I said, it's the one that just keeps on calling me. And the card that I pulled, I thought it was so adorable. It says, be your own hero. For those of you who have this guidebook, it's number 15. Okay, so here's what it says, folks. Believe you are worthy of an amazing life. Well, we've been saying that all along. We've been saying that there's no reason to continue to be on a hamster wheel or to have a life that is less enjoyable than we want it to be. So believe that you are worthy of an amazing life. You don't need to feel guilty or hold yourself back to make anyone else feel comfortable. Somebody needed to hear that today. You don't need to be timid or uncertain, worrying that you're becoming too much for someone else or asking too much from the universe. You just need to be you. If somebody else thinks you're too much, that has nothing to do with you. That's all of them. Sigh. So don't need to be timid or uncertain, worrying that you're becoming too much for someone else or asking too much of the universe. I like that part because sometimes we think to ourselves, there's so much going on in the world. The things that bother me, those are first world problems. Do I dare to want more out of my life? And this card is suggesting that you don't have to be uncertain or be timid, worrying that you're becoming too much for someone else or asking too much of the universe. It's okay to ask for more. Living a great life is not about competition with anyone else. I love this one because this is a conversation I have with my sons. They do track and they're always doing these track meets, and it's never about winning. It's always about the time. What's my time? And how does it compare to my time the last time? So it's about you and you, this race that you're running that we call our lives. I love that. Living a great life helps to inspire others to do the same. So actually, if you are committed to making the world a better place, if you feel as though making the world a better place is something that you would appreciate, you would love so much, actually, you living your optimal life helps the world be better because you stand as an example to others who are out there to say, yes, this is also possible for me. So how dare you not live your optimal life, folks? I'm loving this card so much. Living a great life helps inspire others to do the same. It doesn't take anything away from anyone else. If your dreams both excite and scare you, that's a good sign. I had a coach back in the day. I often have a coach. I really, really find that having a coach really helps move me from point A to point B just a little bit faster. Anyway, I digress. I had this coach, and she was an outstanding coach. And she always would say, if your goals don't scare you, then that's not a goal. And it's just a Tuesday. And so I love this. If your dreams both excite and scare you, that's a good sign. Give yourself permission to go for it. Go after what you want with a happy heart. I love this card. I feel like this card embodies everything that we talk about when we talk about living your optimal life, having a life that's full of balance, a life that has compassionate boundaries, a life that has just amazing beauty, that is fun and fulfilled, and also a life that is brilliant, that's shining, that's helping others to be the best version of themselves. Be your own hero. I'm going to post it inside of the Ladies Power Lunch Facebook group. So for those of you who are part of our Ladies Power Lunch community, go on over and definitely comment. Say what this card is saying to you. What did I miss something? Is there something that I did not say? Go ahead and drop your comments there because I love, love, love your comments when we're posting on our blog. And for those of you who aren't members of our Ladies Power Lunch group as yet, we welcome you. We're so happy to have you. Just go to growsmarter.com/login and you'll be directed right into our community. You'll see links there for you to join our Facebook group, for you to hop onto our monthly networking meetings, and you'll see a lot of different resources that if you are a woman in business, you will find to be beneficial. One last thing, we have a Ladies Power Lunch retreat coming up, a Live Your Optimal Life retreat. We're going to go to, well, this is going to timestamp stuff. We're going to the Bahamas, and that's coming up October 21st. And I'd love to invite you. If you're watching this after October 21st, still go to growsmarter.com/retreat, and you'll see whatever is the most recent retreat that we have coming up. But the one that's coming up soon, we're going to the Bahamas. We're going to have an amazing time, but also we're going to double down on this idea of living our optimal life. We're going to spend some time transforming our balance, our boundaries, our life beauty, and the brilliance of our lives. And we're going to come back ready to implement the principles of living our optimal life. We're also going to have a ton of fun because we're going on celebrity cruise lines and we're going to the Bahamas. What could be more fun than that? And we're going to be with an outstanding group of women. Right now, we have room. I think we have either 2 or 3 more rooms left on our our block that we have reserved. And so if you would like to be a part of that, just go to growsmarter.com/retreat and come be a part of our outstanding retreat. Folks, it's been my pleasure to chat with all of you today, to talk to you about the 2 things that women in business can do to increase their income and impact their ease and their flow. And basically, it's just managing your energy, making sure you know the position that you need to play in your business, and making sure that the other things that are not your position, that you get people who love that to do that. And then mastering your power pace, knowing how you work best and building out your schedule to match that. Come on, folks, that's super important. If you think that I missed something, drop a comment in the chat, drop a comment in our Ladies Power Lunch Facebook group. Let's have some conversation around this. I'd love to hear from you. Thanks, everybody, so much for watching along with us. It has been my absolute pleasure to be here with you. And of course, I'll see you all on the next show. Bye.